Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to What's in the Bag, Jay. Now, this is where I usually pick 6 movies from my collection, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in a bag, draw one at random, and do a review. But since there's only 2 weeks left in this season, what I've done is I have 4 movies that have been left, and we're going to draw from those. We have A Dark Path, The Awakening, Dead Ant, and Minutes Past Midnight. Let me give the bag a good tussle, and we're going to see what we're going to watch this week. All right, let's see. Bag is getting light. We have Dead Ant. I'm going to set that aside while I set all the other movies side by side so we can see what's left. One more week, guys. After this week, one more week. Will it be A Dark Path, The Awakening, or Minutes Past Midnight? We shall see, but right now, I'm going to go watch Dead Ant and come back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Dead Ant, and here are my thoughts. Dead Ant is a 2017 movie, although it wasn't released until 2019, and it runs approximately 87 minutes. Now, this is written and directed by Ron Carlson. He was responsible for Lifeblood, Tom Cole, and Midgets vs. Mascots. Now, this stars Tom Arnold as Danny. He was in True Lies, The Stupids, and Exit Wounds. Jake Busey as Merrick. He was in Starship Troopers, The Hitcher 2, and The Frighteners. And Sean Astin as Art. He was in Goonies, Brad's favorite movie, Lord of the Rings, and Rudy. Okay, this movie is an absolute blast. Okay, you have a band that called Shallow Grave that are going to Nochella instead of Coachella in order to play a gig. Now, this band once wrote a power ballad called Don't Close Your Eyes, which actually sounds very familiar, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So on the way, this is a band that's obviously beyond its prime, playing heavy metal music. And like I said, they're on the way to the desert to play Nochella. Tom Arnold is their manager. Jake Busey is the singer. They have a guitar player, a woman drummer, and of course, Sean Astin plays the bass. His name is Art. Now, on the way to the desert, they want to stop at this Native American place that's organic and that sells vegetables. But they're not actually there to buy vegetables. They're there to buy peyote. In order to trip, in order to expand their minds, in order to write that next hit single, because they're kind of a one-hit wonder. So, when they buy this peyote called the Sun, is what it's called, the guy who sells it to them, a Native American, makes it very clear that this is the most intense stuff you will ever try. But there is a catch. You cannot disrespect any animals or nature. If you do, it will be very bad for you. And you'll be cursed for 24 hours, I believe, after that. Okay. So the band get the Sun, and Art starts tripping before the rest of them, Sean Astin. And he's out in the desert wandering around like a goon. And he gets bit by a fire ant. So he takes that fire ant and he flicks him off, disrespecting nature. Well, all of a sudden they have ants attacking him. And I'm going to leave it there. This movie's an absolute blast. The CGI is not very good. The blood is cartoonish, but so appropriate for this movie. Actually, even Cool Duder has a very small part as a concert goer who's in a spot pot. It's funny. He played a good part in this. Like I said, I had a blast with this. I think if people don't like this, they don't have a sense of humor because this movie had me rolling. And there were a few things that only I got because my wife watched it with me and she was laughing hysterically as well. But there were some things that she didn't get, like some inside sort of jokes about certain things. She's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I explained it to her and she got it then. But, she actually liked this and she doesn't really like horror movies too much. Like I said, this is a blast. I recommend this to anyone. This was actually recommended to me by Hard DVD Devil 333. My buddy Tim said this was a blast. So I had to put this in the bag. So glad I did. I'll be revisiting this quite a bit. Hopefully the rest of the guys, the Slash Brothers, will be able to get this as well. And maybe we can watch this on a stream or something. Because this movie is just... it's just too much. It's really, really too much. And the last thing before I wrap this up, I know we only have 1 week left. What's it going to be? Which one out of the 3 are we going to be reviewing? I don't know. Definitely vote for the ones that didn't make it. Because if you guys want to see me review the 2 that actually don't make it, I'll put them into my 31 Days of Horror in October. But the last thing I wanted to say about this movie is, of course, Don't Close Your Eyes, which I said I would explain later, was a Kix song. A power ballad that was pretty popular in the late 80s, early 90s. And I thought that was kind of funny. They also did Blow My Fuse, which is another Kix number. Now, Kix, of course, is from Maryland, from Baltimore, as am I. So I thought that was a pretty cool tie-in to the film itself. So... yeah, this movie is an absolute blast. I recommend it to anyone. If you don't like horror comedy, you probably won't like it, but everyone else, just have a blast with this movie. It's so much fun. So much fun. And if you like what you're seeing here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.